What's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to a brand new video today on F1 2017, and this one is going to be a little bit of an additional video and kind of adding on to what I've already talked about with the career mode and R&D system from the career mode trailer, but essentially I'm going to be a bit more in-depth with it and a bit more pinpoint in some of the explanations of the R&D kind of screens. I know a lot of people have been tweeting me kind of almost freaking out about how kind of complicated it looks, essentially, and trust me, from having played it back in the testing phase, although it does look quite daunting, like there's been plenty of jokes flying about that you're going to need like a university degree or something, you're going to have to like study engineering to like understand the R&D tree. It's pretty, you know, you can follow it through, and it does take thought, I will admit that, and it takes a lot more thought than it ever did in F1 2016, which is a good thing. It means there's actual, you know, gameplay there rather than just kind of, half dead, almost just kind of clicking through like, okay, yeah, I'll just do that one, then the next one, then the next one. You have to actually think about it and plan it out. But basically, Codemasters have had a little article about the career mode R&D. They did an interview with one of their employees who worked on the R&D system. So we're going to pick out a few little highlighted bits from what he talked about. And whilst I'm talking about it, I'm going to show you some more high-res screenshots of the R&D screen. Obviously, from the trailer, they're a little bit zoomed in and blurred in, but finally, we've got some nice high-res screenshots from the R&D trailer, from the R&D screen, which you'll be seeing right now. But essentially, from the interview, in terms of just first speaking broadly about what they're trying to do, if that wasn't obvious already, is obviously increase the lifespan of the game, increase the longevity, which is something I've talked about plenty of times. And this is, you know, a good point, non-linear progression structure. So as I said, you can choose a different path, your friend might choose a different path, I may choose a different path to you guys, and there's no best way about it. You know, there's going to be multiple ways you go for it, and there's going to be different short and long-term goals, he mentions, that you're going to want to take. Obviously, you know, you may have a short-term goal of, you know, to the start of the season, so I'll rapidly get upgrades on the car just quickly as possible. You may have long-term ones of, okay, let's say, for instance, you're Sauber, so you need to increase the downforce and generally the chassis as well. So you're going to go long-term on improving the efficiency of maybe how you make all those parts, and then you're going to just focus on those parts purely and kind of forget the engine side. It's obviously split into the powertrain, chassis, aerodynamics, and durability. Those are the 4 different ones. I finally actually found the actual official name headings rather than sort of kind of second-guessing from what I remember from testing. And the priority is likely to be different from team to team. So exactly what I said with McLaren Honda, you're going to be wanting to go for the powertrain, probably, most likely. Same for Red Bull, really, powertrain to try and catch up to Ferrari and Mercedes. For Ferrari, you may, or for Ferrari and Mercedes vice versa, you may want to go for chassis and aerodynamics or durability, really, depending on how the reliability goes for those cars in the game. There is also a recommended upgrade button that gives you suggestion based on where the team is right now with their attributes compared to all the other teams. So there's no worry. If you don't feel like doing that kind of thinking for like maybe, I don't know, I'm trying to guess, maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that, to maybe suss out what you want to do, or, you know, just really, if you just don't want to think about it, really, just honestly want to get on with the racing, then you can go ahead and just click the recommended upgrade button. I don't know how accurate that's going to be. I kind of hope it's not definitely the ultimate best way to do it. Otherwise, it'll be a bit unfortunate if people are just clicking recommended upgrade and that's going to be the best way. I hope it's not. By the sounds of the from the interview, it doesn't appear to be. But as I was mentioning in the other video, and I didn't really know how to completely say it completely because I was working from memory now, but obviously now with this interview, I can kind of specifically say what it is. Basically, there's competencies that can be enhanced with the R&D system. These smaller little buttons before the main tree will basically be able to, the player will be able to enhance the efficiency of the department facilities, and all future upgrades from that department will cost less resource points to develop. So if you max out, let's say, all 5 of those, or whatever number it is, of competencies, basically, you will get the least charged for each of the parts. So you're going to have the same number of resource points, but they're going to buy you a whole lot more in that department if you're spending money into that department. Think of it like spending money in the department. Well, obviously, money here is the resource points, but you're spending money on a department to maybe, let's say, quote unquote, you know, upgrade the aerodynamics, you know, wing of your factory, basically, and then basically everything just gets more efficiently done. At the same time, there's another another competency, which is basically the quality control, which is what I mentioned about basically upgrades can fail. And during testing, I did, when I was, I think, around round 5, around Spain, I think I was driving the Ferrari, actually. I was trying to do some upgrades to try and keep up with Mercedes and catch them and just keep ahead, basically. And I had one fail on me. I think it was one of the powertrain ones. It kind of just failed on me. So it was a bit of a bummer, and basically I just didn't have an upgrade for that race, which is great, actually, in reality, because obviously at the time it'll be annoying for you, maybe, but in the grand scheme of things, if you think about the bigger picture, it's great, because it throws you constant spanners in the works of keeping it fresh, keeping it interesting. We've also been told by Paul Gilles, it's been confirmed, that if you do get MGUK or MGUH problems, or just problems with your engine or gearbox, your car could just stop working during the race. You could just actually have to retire. It may not just be, oh, your car's a little bit slower on the straights. It could literally just start to fail on you, which is great to see. Whether that's going to be a very regular occurrence remains to be seen. I would like to think it's at least going to be something that you can see possibly at least once or twice a season, perhaps. I feel like that's a good amount to get kind of any sort of major failure, and then niggling ones that maybe you just have to drive through, like missing a gear or something like that, or just having a bit of an out of sync gearbox, perhaps multiple times a season, which would be kind of good. And it is somewhat realistic. I mean, we've seen the Haas car constantly have brake issues, so why not constantly having, you know, little niggles with your engine or your gearbox constantly if you're a certain car, or if you're wearing it out quite a lot. So, you know, that remains to be seen really on how much probability there'll be, but there's hope that it'll really change things up for everyone when they're playing career mode. If you watch my driver career mode, you know, with a little bit of modding to aid, I was able to basically boost the chance of a gearbox failing, and basically that then naturally occurred and meant I was driving slower. That's going to be the case bog standard on any of the, you know, obviously on the consoles you can't mod, obviously. So on the consoles, finally, you'll be able to get that kind of failure where, oh, it's just out of your hands. That's just an actual spanner in the works, which real-life teams get all the time. Gearboxes going out of sync, you know, not working, downshift not working. We've seen, you know, Hamilton, Baku, plenty of times we've just seen desync sometimes in practice and whatnot. It could just happen. It's all going to just basically add to that longer lifespan, that longevity we're all craving for career mode, to basically keep it spicy for more than just 2-3 seasons, really. And he mentions this is a good point in terms of the way of looking at it. It's a trade-off of being able to upgrade very, very fast, or upgrading the competency. So you may want to basically think long-term, like, okay, in the long run, do I want more efficient upgrades? And I just do less of them, but, you know, later on in the season, maybe I'm going to save up. And then towards the end of the season, when all my upgrades are cheap in the department, I just go bang, 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 bang for the end of the season, really boost the car up for the last few rounds. Or you may want to do it around a certain round. So let's say, I don't know, McLaren would be Hungary. You know, you're going to make all the powertrain upgrades, you know, efficient, you know, cheap as possible. And then just like three races before Hungary, you just spend all of it as much as you can on the powertrain. That's going to be a big, big hit for you and McLaren Honda. Just a thought, and as a way to kind of explain what I'm talking about there. But yeah, as I mentioned at the start, this really is a very short video, I will admit, basically just to be a bit more specific, because I feel like I wasn't as clear as I could have been now from this interview. This interview does kind of put it into concrete words of what basically Codemasters themselves are going for, rather than me kind of going off my memory from testing of what I thought. So just to kind of clarify that for you guys. Also, I've been getting tweeted a lot just before I go. I've been getting tweeted a lot about where is just general gameplay. Like, obviously, this time last year, there was basically gameplay galore of F1 2016. Honest answer, Codemasters and the publisher, kind of slash publisher that published the game, because it's actually a different company that publishes the game. The publisher and Codemasters, yeah, I mean, we just haven't got a code this year. I don't know if their marketing strategies changed somewhat. I don't know if for some reason, I don't know, maybe they saw it as a bad thing from last year, how many videos we were making, or how much, you know, like hype there was around it I don't know, you're going to have to ask them yourselves, but yeah, I don't know. Just we don't have a code for it. Myself, Ben, you know, even Matt with What the F1, they haven't got anything. Yeah, I don't really know. So honest answer, yeah, we just haven't been able to get access. There's been a few little live streams on Facebook and stuff like that from like random other media companies I've never heard of. Like I think the Dream Team, which is part of the Sun, which I kind of morally objected to. But anyway, you know, they've done some live streams with an early build of the game. It looks to me like maybe it's because maybe the build that they can only give to press right now is maybe not as polished off as they want it to be. Maybe it's not at the same stage as it was last year when we got the build. I'm not too sure, really. Honestly, I have just no clue. But, you know, that I'm basically not going to just go out my way to get like a very crappy 360p live stream and give it to you and just show it to you guys, because it's 360p. It's not even, I don't think the live stream was even 60 FPS. So for me, in my opinion, there's just no point to it. I'd rather just give you a bit more actual concrete information like this one in this video with the R&D. But yeah, that's why there's been no gameplay. I mean, while I'm talking about it, I've been showing you a few screenshots from said live streams of Monaco at night. There's been Suzuka. There's been a few little shots of the, you know, in-paddock gameplay and stuff like that, and the podium sequences. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, I just don't want to upload non-HD 1080p 60 FPS quality gameplay for now. I mean, I did a couple at E3, but that's because it was literally the first worldwide gameplay. For now, if you look hard enough, you can find that gameplay. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just wait. I guess we'll just have to wait until the game actually releases, I guess. Maybe that's the marketing strategy this year. But yeah, just wanted to note that because I know a lot of people on Twitter were tweeting me and Ben and everyone else, so just thought I'd put that out there. But anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed the video, nonetheless, hit that like button. I know it's a bit of a kind of talkative kind of video, but hope you guys don't mind that and you just appreciate the info anyway. And if you do, hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're not here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I've been over. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. I will see you guys next time.